Welcome out to your local BMX track. My name is Tyler Brown. I've been racing BMX professionally now for 10 years. This is a quick video. It's going to show you guys everything that you're going to see your first time out at the track. So this here is the staging area. This is the area where you're going to be getting ready for racing, and you're also going to be going through it for practice. Now to your local track, depending on how many riders they are, they're going to do practice two ways. They might split it up into age groups or just do one big practice for everybody. Once practice is over and it's race time, there's two systems that are used for staging racing. This one behind me is called the chute system. There's chutes 1 through 10, and you're going to get into whichever chute is the last of your moto number. Example, if you're Moto 21, you're going to go into chute 1. If you're Moto 38, you're going to go into chute 8. You want to get in your chutes, and you're going to wait in them until they call you up to go behind the gate to race. Now, if you don't have the chute system, you have what's called the wave system, where you're all going to wait here behind a rope, and they'll call you up one moto at a time. This is the BMX start gate. This is where all races start. We want to give you guys a little bit more information so you're more comfortable getting on the gate your first time. How it works is there's 8 lanes. 1 is always going to be on the inside of the turn, and they're numbered 1 through 8, and number 8 is always going to be on the outside of the first turn. Now, your first time getting in the gate, you always want to make sure to line up right here on the grid. This is going to give you the best traction when you're trying to pedal down the first straightaway. How it's going to work is the gate's going to come up, you'll slide in on the grid, and the easiest thing to do is what's called a one-footed start, where you just leave one foot on the ground and one on the pedal. That's going to make balancing a little bit easier. After that, the cadence is going to go, the gate's going to fall, and you guys are going to pedal as fast as you can down that first straightaway. Now we're going to do a quick track overview and talk about the straightaways, otherwise known as straights. Right now I'm standing on the first straightaway, followed by the first turn, second straight, second turn, and so on. Most tracks have about 4 straightaways, but every track's a little bit different. And this here is the berm. Some are big, some are tall, some go left and some go right. All you gotta worry about is going as fast as you can, and you'll cruise right through this thing, no problem. This jump here is called a roller. It's the easiest jump on a BMX track because you just roll right over it. This jump right here is called a tabletop. One of the most basic jumps on a BMX track. You're gonna come up the lip, nice flat top, and down the landing. This right here is a double. Pretty simple. It's called a double because there's 2. 1 lip, 1 landing. A triple is almost the exact same, but there's 3. A lip, a roller in the middle, and a landing. Every jump is going to be different at every track. Some of them are taller, shorter, and longer. Just depends on what's at your local track. The jump behind me here is called a step up. It's pretty simple. It's because you step up. It's a lot like a double jump, but the landing is always going to be taller than the lip. This straightaway here is called the rhythm section. The reason that we call it that is because you got to find a good rhythm to get through here as fast as possible. There's a lot of smaller jumps put close together, so you're not going to worry about pedaling through here as much. Instead, you're going to want to pump as hard as you can and find that smooth rhythm to get through here as fast as possible. So we covered the rest of the track, and now we're here at the finish line. Once you cross the finish line for the main event, there's going to be 2 ways of doing things. If you cross in the top 3, the track operator is going to give you a trophy slip, first, second, or third. You take that trophy slip up to the sign-up area, and they're going to give you your trophy. The other way is you just cross the finish line and wait for the end of today's racing, go up to the sign-up area, and they'll have your trophy ready for you. Now we're going to do a quick overview of the moto sheets. Starting at the top left is the track. The number next to it is your local track number. Next up is class. That's the class that you're racing for today, followed by the date and the time of today's racing. Next is the group. That's however many motos there are for the class that you're racing for today. Next up is qualifiers. We'll go into that in just a second. And followed by the riders. Riders is however many riders you have in that class for the day. Next up is going to be the moto. Moto number 4, that tells you when you're racing. Followed on the left-hand column is the number plate that you should have on your bike, and then the rider name, followed by the class of your rider, where your rider's from, your rider's serial number that you got when you first signed up for racing, and then the lane selection for the day. To make up a BMX moto, there's as many as 8 riders and as few as 3. To transfer into the main event, let's just say there are 4 riders in your race. In a 2-moto transfer, you'll have 2 chances to make the main. You will read at the top of the moto sheets that they are taking 1 and 2 to the main event. First moto. Let's imagine that rider number 3 wins the first moto. He will go straight to the main and not race the second moto. Second moto. For the second moto, you'll have 3 riders and they're taking 2. This means that whoever places first and second will move on to the main event. Let's say that rider number 1 and rider number 4 take first and second place. They will move on to the final and meet up with the qualifier from the first moto, and bike number 2 did not make the main. Main event. 3 of the 4 riders in this age class have made it to the main event. However they finish in the final will determine what trophy they will win. Results. In the main event, most tracks will award up to 3rd place at a local single-point race. You will also receive points for that finish, which will be tabulated throughout the year. Whoever has the most points in your district by the end of the year will earn the district number 1 plate. When you only have 3 riders in your class, your race will be ran as a total points race. Also, at some tracks, they will run all of their motos as a total points race. What this means is that you'll race all 3 rounds and total up your finishes to determine the overall finish. Okay, so there's all the basics you should need to know, and you're ready to hit the BMX track. I know you're gonna have a lot of fun out there. At the end of today's racing, if you're looking to get better and learn some more BMX skills, make sure to reach out to your local BMX track operator or BMX coach for more information.